Good afternoon. Welcome back to Near Post Flick On. Right, so 8 more games left to the end of the season, and the question that everybody wants to know is: will Spurs get relegated? Will Nottingham Forest get relegated? Will Leeds get relegated? Will West Ham get relegated? It's an interesting one because there are 4 teams that potentially could be joining Burnley and Wolves. And you know what? With Wolves as well, Wolves have started playing some incredible football of late, but unfortunately, typically they've left it a little too late. It's a little too late in the day, Wolves. It's a little too late, and we might as well say, they are relegated. I can't really see them. Well, they can't. There's not enough games. It's too late in the season. Wolves are relegated, so Wolves are gone. So forget about Wolves. Burnley, likewise. I can't see Burnley staying up. They are done as well. So the question really is that who will stay up between Leeds, Spurs, and Nottingham Forest and West Ham? That's the question that everybody wants to know. Who will stay up? Now, I got to say, you know, Spurs had a great game on Wednesday, I think it was, against Atletico Madrid. And you can only just imagine and wonder if Tottenham had turned up like that for the majority of the season, they definitely will not be in the predicament that they're in. And yes, Tottenham fans will argue and say, well, Tottenham are too big to go down, but this is football, anything can happen. But I think that the positive from that Atletico Madrid game is that, they showed some fight and they showed some grit. And, the players that they've brought in actually stepped up. So people like Xavi Simons actually stepped. That's probably one of his better games in a Spurs shirt. Actually stepped up and did what they brought him in to do. So they've now got to then mirror that type of performance going into the last 8 games of the season. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very tough. And, some of the other clubs in that position as well, they're going to be looking to do the same thing. And they look like they found a little bit of form as well. West Ham have found a little bit of form. Nottingham Forest have played well in the last couple of games as well. So it's going to be a toughie. It's going to be a toughie. And I think what it's probably going to come down to is the run-in, the last 8 games. Who will these respective clubs be facing in the last 8 games of the season? Now, let's look at Spurs. So Spurs have Nottingham Forest. That's a must-win game for both clubs because they're in the same predicament. They're in the same situation. So Spurs have Nottingham Forest. They've got Sunderland. That's a tough game. And I think they're away to Sunderland. Then they've got Brighton. That's another tough game. Then they've got Wolves. And Wolves have been playing decent football of late. But if Tottenham turn up, they can beat Sunderland. They can beat Brighton, and they certainly can beat Wolves if they turn up. Then they've got Aston Villa. They've got Leeds, which is a winnable game as well. They've got Chelsea, and, Spurs don't tend to beat Chelsea. Well, in recent times for sure anyway. And then they've got Everton as the last game of the season. So when you look at those fixtures, you can potentially see Tottenham getting at least 3 wins, which is what they need to guarantee safety. They can get 3 wins from that list, from that fixture, to guarantee their safety. Nottingham Forest is a great place to start because if they get a victory against Nottingham Forest, that puts them in a good position against the other guys that are battling in the drop zone. So that's Tottenham's list, and I think Tottenham comfortably can get can win 3 games out of that list. Now let's move on to Nottingham Forest. Forest have got Spurs, as we mentioned. Again, that's a game that Nottingham Forest can win as well, depending on what Spurs side turns up. But I think Tottenham should have enough to be able to get a victory against Nottingham Forest. Then Forest have Aston Villa. That's a very tough game. But a game that Nottingham Forest can win, but it's not going to be easy. It's a very tough game. Then they've got Burnley. So I think Forest will get a win against Burnley. Then they've got Sunderland. That's another tough game, but they can win. Nottingham Forest can get a victory against Sunderland. That's definitely doable. Then they've got Chelsea. That's a tough game. And then they've got Newcastle. That's a tough game. They've got Man United, and the way United have been playing, I can't see Nottingham Forest winning against Man United. And then they've got Bournemouth, which they can win. So looking at that list as well, potentially Nottingham Forest can get 3 victories in that list. So they can get a result against Burnley for sure. They can get a result against Sunderland for sure. And they can get a result against Bournemouth for sure. So that kind of bodes well for Nottingham Forest, on paper at least. But again, it depends on what the players do on the day. Going on to Leeds. So Leeds have Brentford, West Ham, Man United, Wolves, Bournemouth, Burnley, Spurs, Brighton and West Ham. They've got a chance against Brentford, but I don't know. That's probably going to end in a draw. That's this weekend. It might just be a draw. Leeds have got enough in them to get a result against West Ham, I believe. I can't see them beating Man United. They can get a result against Wolves. They can get a result against Bournemouth. They can get a result against Burnley. I can't see them beating Spurs. And I can't really see them beating Brighton. But however, with that being said, there is an opportunity for them there. They can get at least three wins in those fixtures as well. So they've got an opportunity to get 3 wins in those fixtures. So that bodes well for Leeds. Now we move on to West Ham. West Ham have Aston Villa. They've got Leeds. And look, they're playing West Ham twice actually. So it's an interesting one. They've got West Ham as the last game of the season, Leeds. So that's an interesting one. So they've got to play them twice. Right, so we go to West Ham. They've got Aston Villa. They've got Leeds. They've got Wolves. They've got Crystal Palace. They've got Everton. And they've got Brentford. Then they've got Arsenal. They've got Newcastle. And then they've got Leeds again. That's the last game of the season. Now, out of all the 4 teams, West Ham have a harder, in my opinion, they have a harder fixture. It's going to be a tough game against Aston Villa, for sure. I can't see West Ham winning that game. It's going to be tough. They've got a chance against Leeds. They've got a chance against Wolves. I can't see them beating Crystal Palace. I can't see them beating Everton. It'll be a tough game against Brentford. They definitely won't beat Arsenal. I just can't see that happening. They definitely won't beat Leeds. Not Leeds. They definitely won't beat Newcastle, but there's a chance against Leeds. So looking at that fixture list, I can only see West Ham possibly winning 2 games in their last 8. I can only see West Ham winning possibly 2 games in their last 8. So it's going to be a very difficult game for West Ham. So looking at that fixture list, I think it's going to be challenging for all of them, for all clubs. For Spurs, Nottingham Forest, Leeds and West Ham, it's going to be a hell of a challenge for all of them. So I think they will all be relying upon each other losing games and dropping points at some stage. But I think the team that can put 3 wins together will definitely stay up. So in my opinion, Spurs are staying up, Leeds are staying up, and Nottingham Forest are staying up. And West Ham will be relegated. But we'll see how it goes. 8 games between now and May. It's an interesting one. But yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.